So I'm not really seeing anything too suspicious at all. It looks like, you know, sometimes you'll see shear, a large shear area, which indicates some rotation in the storm aloft. But if you start to see those greens and reds coming together at the same place, that gets to be very suspicious. I'm not seeing that right now, so this looks like, to me anyway, that it's weakening just a little bit. Let me back out again. See, 10 o'clock. We still have that tornado warning in effect. Officially, it has not come down yet. All of these counties in the orange, by the way, under severe thunderstorm warnings. If you are just now tuning in to see The Price is Right, it'll get here. Our policy is to stay on the air whenever there is a tornado warning, and we have a tornado warning currently for the southern part of White County. Again, this is a radar indicated tornado warning, so we've had nobody report officially any tornadoes on the ground. Hopefully that continues to be the case, but the radar at some point a little while ago looked suspicious enough that they issued a tornado warning. But all of these counties have severe thunderstorm warnings, and wind damage is the greatest threat as these move to the east. Down south here, very heavy rains and thunderstorms moving out of southeast Illinois into western Kentucky, and could have some issues there as well, although no warnings currently in effect. Let me go check one more time on our National Weather Service chat room to see if there has been anything new on this tornado warning for the southern part of White County. I keep checking. Let's see, trees and power lines down on Illinois 1 near Cave and Rock. Tree down over Illinois 1 north of Illinois 141 in White County. I don't see anything at all about the tornado warning. So at least so far, no official reports of a tornado on the ground. It looks like they're going to let this tornado warning ride at least until the storms are east out of the area into Indiana. Hopefully there is no tornado on the ground, because if there is, it is going to be moving right toward the Evansville metro area here. So we still have that tornado warning in effect right now for the southern part of White County. Looks like the strongest part of that cell where there would be a tornado, if indeed there is one, is just about to move across the Wabash and get into Indiana, in which case it'll be out of our particular viewing area. But if you have friends in the Evansville area, you might want to let them know that there is a line of strong cells moving in their direction very quickly. And let's see, let me stop the motion there. Sometimes it's nice just to let things stay still for a little while. There you can still see that tornado warning in effect. Line of storms all the way down the Wabash River now, and then down the Ohio. Looks like it's weakening a little bit, but still we've got those warnings in effect, even over into, say, Livingston County and points east now, into Caldwell County and Crittenden County in Kentucky too. So moving east of the land between the lakes, and then some pretty strong cells down toward the Paducah area too. So, in fact, let me zoom in out here over the hills of southeast Missouri, just so you guys don't feel like you're left out. Looks like there could actually be some tiny hail with these storms out here over the hills. Western Iron County, not too far from Viburnum. And then a lot of rain down 67 from around Farmington, which got drenched this morning into the Fredericktown area there. The problem with this area, whoops, for some reason that disappeared for me. The problem with that area is it's very hilly, obviously, and there's a lot of low water crossings, that kind of thing. So if you get heavy rains, it tends to be more of a problem perhaps out here than in other parts of the heartland. So over the next few hours, as these showers and thunderstorms regenerate out here, just be aware that, what's the saying? Turn around, don't drown. And I know that if you're driving along a highway, you don't necessarily want to back up and go a half an hour around another way, but in some cases that's a much better idea if water is over the roadway or over a low water crossing. So that's one issue, the heavy rains out here over the hills of southeast Missouri. The other issue, of course, is we've got severe weather moving through southeast Illinois, parts of western Kentucky. This is a pretty strong cell right now as well over Kentucky, moving to the east, and Let's see. So the tornado warning continues in effect for southeastern White County. Now the good news for all of us is that that cell is about to move east across the Wabash into Indiana. Pretty strong cell up here too in the eastern part of Wayne County. And let me zoom in a little bit here on these cells. They look pretty strong. And I'll just do a wind thing here. Check the winds. Yeah, oh yeah, check it out. So I'm seeing these bright colors. That would indicate very strong surface winds, not a tornado, just very strong surface winds moving to the east. So that's probably why we're getting sporadic reports of wind damage now, as this all quickly moves east across southeastern Illinois. And let me, what do I want to do here? Let's put this back into motion, back out a little bit. I keep waiting to see if this tornado warning is coming down so we can get you back to regular programming. The Price is Right is on now, right, at 10:05, but so far they haven't allowed that tornado warning to expire. I may go over one more time and check National Weather Service, our chat room, to see if anybody has spotted anything or if there's any update on that. And then, of course, down here we've got warnings in effect from Livingston County east into Crittenden and Caldwell counties too. So even if there's no tornado on the ground, we're still under the threat of wind damage and hail as these cells move quickly to the east. And of course, all this out here is just heavy, heavy downpours. So let me leave this in motion and walk over here and see if there's anything new on these storms. And Barkley Regional Airport, 35-mile-an-hour gusts. Well, that's nothing. Again, Cave in Rock, wind thunderstorm damage at about 10 o'clock. Trees and power lines down on Highway 1. But at this point, there is nothing new on that potential tornado for the southeastern part now of White County, Illinois. I'm going to stay with you for another couple of minutes, and then even if the warning is not officially expired, once this gets east of the Wabash River, it is not in our viewing area anymore, and we'll be out of danger in terms of that tornado. Again, so if you see a tornado warning on the air, that means either that somebody actually spotted a tornado and called it, called the National Weather Service, law enforcement, reported it. That's the word I'm looking for, right? Either somebody saw a tornado and reported it, or at the National Weather Service, where they watch the radars, there's always a radar person on duty. If they see rotation that looks strong enough just on the radar, even if nobody reports a tornado, they can issue a tornado warning. And very often, to be honest, they'll issue a tornado warning based on radar, and then 15, 20, 30 minutes later, we get a report of, oh yes, there was actually a tornado on the ground. So that's a very effective method a lot of the time. But let me stop the motion here. Still that tornado warning in effect officially. I guess they're just going to let it ride until 10:15, which is the official expiration time. And we'll get a little closer. Yeah, it looks like it's crossing the river right now, moving toward Black, which is apparently a small town. Harmony, also there in southwest Indiana. So that's the Wabash River. And again, behind me is Evansville, Indiana. Yeah, these storms really look to me like they're weakening now and becoming even less organized than they were before. So that's good news. And I can do a little panning here, move this down toward western Kentucky. So if you live in Marion, very heavy rain, maybe some small hail headed your way. Warnings in effect for these counties, like the northern part of Livingston County, Caldwell, Crittenden counties as well under warnings. And here you go, no warnings, but very heavy cells in Massac County, the northwestern part of McCracken County, and down into Ballard County, Kentucky. Of course, if you live in southeast Missouri, you're no doubt familiar with US 60, because you take 60 to get to Paducah and to the interstate. But so very heavy rain along there, probably water over the roadways. But at this point, no severe thunderstorm warnings, and the storm is right there. Don't look that intense. I don't see any hail in there anyway. Those magenta shades that usually indicate some hail. So yes, we still have a tornado warning in effect. I guess they're going to let it ride until 10:15 for the southern part of White County. And I think one more time, I'm going to walk out of the picture just to check to make sure there's nothing being reported, no updates on this. But stay with me, and hopefully I can get you back to regular programming and The Price is Right coming up here anytime. Yep, there's nothing new. So I'll tell you what, since that's crossing the river now into Indiana, we still have severe thunderstorm warnings officially in effect for all of these counties in southeast Illinois down into western Kentucky. But in terms of the tornado warning, which has kept me on the air here for a few minutes, it looks like the threat area is now moving east of the Wabash into Indiana. So I will, at this point, turn you back to regular programming. If there are any updates on that particular cell or any other cells, we'll get right back on the air.